my God. Here we are. Stacy, what is this? This is the special. This is the episode. Anthony.
Sweetest victory. This is the
sweetest victory.
That's right. That's right.
Finally, that song made it into the movie.
Oh, you know, I said that.
Finally.
I said that. We were watching this. Me and Sandra were watching this, and she goes, "What's that song?" I go, "What's that song?" That's the song that I had in my car because I had that soundtrack. And
right.
I know that song, and it finally made it in. Love that song.
For literally 3 decades, Rocky fans have been wondering, when are we going to hear Sweetest Victory? Now, for any of you watching the podcast right now, you're wondering, what are they talking about, Sweetest Victory? Survivor put out a song called Sweetest Victory, and it was supposed to be in the Rocky for a movie, but it never got there. Well, Sly has put it back in, and I liked it. I'm glad he did. I liked it too. And so Sweetest Victory is back. It has made it.
It's back.
Guys,
this is the Rocky-VS-Drago special. Welcome.
I'll tell you what. Welcome everybody to this Rocky-VS-Drago, the Rocky Files podcast special edition.
This is our special edition. That's right.
Now, speaking of special edition, guys, we've got a new update.
Yeah.
Stacy told us right before we went online here.
Yes.
There is a brand new home office.
There is. Yes.
Now, listen, I was a little dubious of this title. I don't know. Is this real? Or I mean, is this a real town, Stace, Anthony?
It is.
I don't know. Yeah.
Brad Mahar has his own moving company, and he offered to move us to Cut and Shoot, Texas. And he said, "Hey, there's a free building, and I am Brad Mahar Moving Company, and I'm going to move you there."
Brad better be right. You better not be messing with us. Like, you better this better be an actual
shoot.
Cut and shoot,
Texas. You don't mess with anyone there.
Real.
Guys, we got
cut and shoot.
We got to get our concealed carry permit now.
Yeah.
If you're from Cut and Shoot, we want to hear from you. Send in
please.
Awesome.
Could you imagine?
Send us a message, Rocky Files, as you see in the corner.
Tell us what it's like.
Let us know if it's real, and let us know what it's like if you're from Cut and Shoot, Texas, and maybe we'll have you on even.
I wonder if they had the Rocky premiere Cut and Shoot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Could you imagine that? There'd be like 7 people in the town.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, is it like, you know,
2 red lights, a stop sign,
2 red lights? I don't know.
Yeah.
7 dogs.
To find out.
Yeah, they have to go to another town to see it. We need to know if you're from
Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Yeah. That that to me is pretty brilliant. Pretty brilliant.
Oh, definitely. Better than Bradford, Ontario.
I guess.
What'd you do this week, Mike? What's up?
Hey, listen, what did
up?
I do? What did you do? I mean, like, this was a really big week. If you're a Rocky fan, this November 11th was a massive date. It really was. As a lot of people know, I because of everything I've done for the last 40 years of my life, Sly invited me as his guest to the premiere in Philadelphia, and it was wonderful, actually.
Awesome.
And it was great. So I thought maybe we'd start the show by kind of talking about what it was like getting to Philly, which we had a fun time. On the way down, Sue and I were driving down, and we were driving down 422, and we're talking about all the potentialities that could happen, and like the dream. The dream is like, here's how I envisioned it.
I'm sure you were envisioning it from even before the drive.
Right. So this was so I had been stressed out for 4 or 5 months. I think Sly had given me the invitation. By the way, if you're wondering, if you wanted to see what like craziness looks like, I had done a video. It was a funny, silly, goofy rap video to Eminem's Lose Yourself. And I talked about how I was a failure and how through the Rocky tours and all the haters, here I am still standing with just a normal guy with Sly. And for whatever reason, all it was shameless promotion for my tour. And Sly loved this. And he wrote on my Instagram, you know what, all your years of dedication, everything you've done for Rocky and Rocky fans, he goes, you're going to be my personal guest at the premiere in Philly.
That's great.
Well, on one hand, it's great, but on another hand, it's horrible. And because now I have all this stress and pressure,
of course,
and all I'm thinking about is, am I going to disappoint him in a conversation? What am I going to say? Will I be able to be? Will I don't want to do the and you don't want that, right?
Right.
Now I've
awkward
spoken
silent moment.
Yes, Anthony, exactly. I've spoken with Sly at length on several occasions, and I've always felt I've done pretty good.
Yeah.
But this was just, you just never know. So anyways, we get there, and my expectation was this. He would be very busy, right? And with like 3 minutes to go, I would be the last. Me and Sue would be the last one in the lobby at cocktail hour, and we'd be making our way, and Sly would be coming in the doors to his premiere, and he sees me and he goes, Mike, I want to thank you so much for everything you've done. Right? It's great. The Rocky saga would die without you. It wouldn't happen. He goes, I would be incomplete as a human. He goes, I owe all my success to you. That's the dream.
That's about right.
That's the dysfunctional mental irregularity in my mind, right? Okay.
We've all done that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So keep that in the back of your mind.
Right.
All right. So we arrive at Philly.
But it's a different thing completely. Whenever you've spoken to him, you know, it not as much was going on. This is another completely busier event.
Right. This was a crazy event. And from what I understand, I don't think Sly had ever been busier in his life. He was really, really busy. So no worries on that, Sly, if you're watching. Okay. So we go to the hotel, we throw our clothes in there or whatever, and we take a deep breath. And we're looking at each other and we're like, okay, we're here. We're a few hours away from the premiere. What do we want to do? I said, well, the first thing we got to do is go over to the W Hotel in the lobby, and we got to go get our tickets. Because even though I'm nuts in my mind, I'm still fairly calm and lucid. Right. Sue may have a slightly different take on that, but I feel...
We have to get her take on
this. Get Sue.
Yeah, you got to get her take on this. I feel I'm fairly in control of my emotions. And I was. Anyways, we walk over, but I'm a little bit more like a dictator or like militaristic. Like we're only like 5 blocks from the theater, right? So we stay at the DoubleTree. We walk down South Broad, and we cross the street, and Sue goes, she doesn't know where we're going. And I go, okay, we're gonna go straight, we're gonna straight. Okay, we're gonna go left, we're gonna go right, we're gonna go left. And so we end up at the theater. And I think, Anthony, I sent you a picture of me standing across the street.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing this shirt that says Philadelphia versus
the
world. Yeah. And look at the look on my face. You can see I'm strict.
Yeah. Right.
All right. It's like I'm hustling to the back. It's like I'm out shopping all day, and there's a Target, and I've got to go to the bathroom. That's the look on my face.
I'm not having fun just yet.
I'm not having fun yet. That's a good way to put it, Anthony. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I love this shirt, but that shirt, you don't have to put the picture back up. Philadelphia versus the world. I love that.
Yeah.
In back of me, Rocky IV, Rocky versus Drago. The whole theater was all decked out in Rocky posters and like 12-foot long, like Rocky Drago pictures. It was great. It used to be the Prince Theater. It's now the Philadelphia Film Center. Anyways.
Yeah,
we go into the W, and in the lobby there is a table, and there's all the Rocky stuff is there, and there are 3 women there. 2 women I didn't know. They were younger women. I didn't know who they were, but there was an older woman there, probably about 65 years old. And now you got to have the mask on, right? Because in Philly, there's a mask mandate. So
yeah,
I have the mask on, and this woman says, "Oh, hey, Mike Kunda, how are you?" I go, good. I go, do I know you? And she goes, oh yeah, from the Rocky contest in 2006 when you won. She goes, I was part of the organizers of that.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I didn't remember her. She knew me right off the bat. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And she goes, take your mask down. She goes, I was just telling the girls about you. So here's these two young girls. I don't know if they were 25 years old. They definitely weren't born. Like, I don't even know if they were old enough, like from Rocky Balboa, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
And she goes, this is the guy I told you that won the national lookalike contest. And right away, I said to myself, you can't talk like Mike, because now she's setting the expectation like Rocky. So I take the mask down and I go, yeah, how you doing, girls? And nice to meet you, you know. It's cold sitting by the door. I could get like a Afghan or something, you know. And they said, oh my God, it's Rocky. It was really funny. It's like a young kid that they would talk that way.
Right.
It was funny. So I'm trying to talk to this lady that knows me. Sue is talking with the girl. She's giving them our COVID cards that we got from our shots.
Right.
And Sue's the corner of my eye, I see Sue reach over in slow motion. She gets the envelope, okay? And on the envelope, it's this long white envelope, and on the front it says Mike Kunda. It's the seat number and the row, whatever.
Yeah.
Rocky-VS-Drago. Our tickets are there, and I'm like, I just want to see them. And this lady won't stop talking to me, and she's nice,
slow motion.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is
but you have to stay here.
But I got to stay right here, focused, because she's so sweet and so kind, and she remembered me. And I thought, gee, I didn't think anybody would remember me at all. As a matter of fact, I told Sue right before this. Sue, I said, this is going to be very low key. I said, I don't think anybody's going to remember me. I don't have the hat. I'm not going to get out of the van with the boxing logo on it, my tour logo. I'm not going to have a T-shirt on the logo on or anything. And she goes, yeah. Okay. She goes, I guarantee people are going to know who you are when you walk up to the theater.
Because there was a post that you put up later on in the evening.
Don't kill the vibe, Anthony.
Okay, I'll wait.
I'm getting to it.
Yeah, I'm just saying there was something.
So you're right. You're right. I really was set. I didn't think anybody would recognize me. So I could now decompress. I let the air out. I took a deep breath. And now I'm more myself. Now I'm really enjoying. And so we walk out of the W, and I'm looking at this envelope, and I go, oh my God, this is like 40-year journey here. And I'm Sly's guest. I didn't have to get here through a friend of a friend of a friend. I didn't have to win a contest. I'm here because Sly appreciates what I do.
Man himself.
Yeah. So I was very, very humbled by that. And I said, what do you want to do? And she goes, first I want to get your picture in front of the theater. And that's, so we took more pictures, different angles, because that's what she does. She takes great shots. Like she really, really does.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, we're done with the pictures for now. I said, what do you want to do? She goes, come on, let's go walk. And at this point, if you could play John Travolta's Staying Alive when he starts, what do I want to strut? And it's the close up of the feet walking down the road, And so like that's what's going through my mind. Staying alive, staying alive, and I'm feeling really good. And so what was the
vibe like in and around that area at that point? At that point,
it was very electric. Like? It was very electric. There's about 15 bodyguards out front. Wow. These guys were. I have a picture somewhere. I don't think I sent it to you, but there were a lot of large men. Anthony, you and me times 3 would be one of their legs. Okay, these were not men, and one of these men is going to make a beautiful story in a great humiliation story. I'm going to share with everyone here.
Segue, what a beautiful segue.
Oh yeah. So all right, so we got the tickets. Let's see, where did we go? Oh, we went to the Hard Rock Cafe. We had something to eat right there. I had like some I don't know, I had what did I have? I had a fish and mashed potatoes. Walked around a little bit, did a few touristy things, and then we went back to the hotel and we just relaxed and we got our groove on and got dressed and we walked over.
Right.
And when I turned the corner, the bright lights are there, the marquee. It's got Rocky Ford, the director's cut, and all that. And I saw a few hundred people out front. Like, oh wow! I mean, are these all the people in line? What is this? And you could see that as we got closer, the way it was gated off, you could clearly see the red carpet running in front that goes inside. And and I had been on a red carpet once before in my life, which was at Rocky Balboa when I won the lookalike contest. That was the big prize, you go to the Rocky Balboa premiere with Stallone.
Yeah.
So I'm approaching, I'm getting closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden, I'm not kidding you guys. This is what I hear. It's the Pretender. Oh my God, that's him. Hey, that's Kunda. That's the guy. Who's Kunda? It's the guy that runs the Rocky tour. That's him. That's him. And you could hear this murmur, and I'm like, probably somebody here took the tour or whatever. It turns out there were people from around the world that flew in for this. They couldn't get into they knew they weren't going to get in. Mm-hmm. They absolutely knew they were not getting into the theater, but they came for 2 reasons. They've been watching the Rocky Files. Mm-hmm. They've been following me on Instagram, and their big hope, of course, was to see the man himself, Sly. And if they couldn't see Sly, they wanted to meet me.
Oh,
wow.
And I'm walking, Anthony, I think I sent you a picture. I'm standing. It literally looks like I'm holding court with a bunch of people around. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. So I've got about 15 or 20 people that are waiting to sit and talk with me. And all right, see, look at this go to the, well, not anyone watching right now on the right. You see this big African-American gentleman. He's got the beard. He's pointing to the distance. Yes, this guy was about to put me, he was about to break me in half because of something that happens in a little bit. So I'll tell you.
Bodyguard, yeah.
Right. So here I am. We're talking. All these people wanted either autographs or a picture with me or just to tell me their stories. It was absolutely one of the most profound moments of my life. I could not believe these people were interested in me. I mean,
believe it, my friend. Better believe it.
Yeah,
I was shocked. And Sue took this picture, and here's the look on her face.
What a great picture.
It's a great picture, right? She has this look on her face, like her tongue is in her cheek, and she goes, "Yeah, I told you they'd know who you are." And I didn't. That's, wow. Now I think I have. There's a couple of more pictures there. I have, Anthony. I think I sent you. All right, here I am. I don't know. Some guy he's wearing a Rocky hat that's too small from him. I think he's from Toronto. That guy actually, I think, is from Toronto. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He says he's your neighbor and you got to cut the grass.
Yeah. He's probably right.
He's probably right. I don't know.
I'm busy. Oh, yeah.
So what else? I don't know. What else did I say?
Then you met a couple
this is Mike and Jess. These guys took a tour a few months back, and they were absolutely the sweetest people ever. They were so nice, so kind. And so we were talking there, and their dream was just to see Sly. They just wanted a glimpse of him, really. Yeah. There we go. That's Huey Dillon, my friend. Philly Chit Chat on Instagram. Philly Chit Chat.
Photographer, right?
He is a paparazzi photographer, wedding photographer. This guy does it all. He is one of the kindest, nicest people. And now I've been on Rocky gigs where he's been there. I've been at premiere or whatever it is. He and I know each other for quite some time, and I was so grateful that he turned his camera around and took a selfie and sent it to me. I love this guy. He really. He's very popular and famous around Philadelphia. Everybody knows him.
That's a nice
picture. This is Jess Morales. That's Jess. She had that's her mom and her aunt off to the right, the two short blondes there. And she really is a sweetheart. She took the tour about a year ago, and we have been bonded over Instagram, and also earlier in the day, Sly had done something at the Victor Cafe for men and women in armed services. He had bought them dinner, lunch, actually. And he showed up, and they did a whole thing at the restaurant. And she was in the back alley stalking him. and he was very nice. He took a picture with her, and she said, Sly, she goes, I was 6 years old when my dad introduced me to Rocky. We watched it all the time. It was a beautiful father-daughter bonding. Later, about 2 days later, I saw an interview with Sly. Yesterday it was with Joe Blow, I think it is. And Sly was talking about it. He goes, my God, the other day I met this girl, and she said earlier today I met this girl, and she said she was 6 years old when her father introduced her to Rocky. Go, that's amazing. And she messaged me. She goes, Mike, is Sly talking about me? I go, yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He absolutely remembered that interaction. And that is the beauty of Sylvester Stallone, because a guy of that stature, what he's accomplished, you know, and the way he has profoundly affected the three of us. And, you know, I don't know how many billions of people are on the planet, but, you know, 5, 8 billion, whatever it is. So, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot to be recalled in an interview. It really is.
Just in that day alone, where he probably met, I don't know,
how many people did he meet that day?
I mean, like,
how many interviews was he giving? And he singled her out.
Awesome.
To say that. And I thought that was quite lovely. And Jess actually went in and watched the premiere with us. I believe she was John Rivoli's guest, and we hung out after. We went across the street, had a drink, and we were, you know, talking about the night and how wonderful the journey's been. That was great. It was great.
Awesome. Yeah. We have more pictures with you and your fans.
Yeah, there she is. Right. I know her on Instagram. I think it's Char Girl or Char Grill. I can't remember right now what the Instagram name is, but she's very, very sweet. And she was like the first one. She jumped out as soon as she see me. She goes, Mike, let's get a selfie real quick. She goes, I'm taking one of your tours. I can't wait. Okay. And then everybody started. And it was such a humbling moment. I really mentally, I took a knee saying, look at these people. I had been ostracized as a teenager and a young adult for this passion I have for Rocky, and here people are embracing me. And I thought, my God, I never had expected that ever.
I think it's the coolest thing in the world.
It's the coolest thing in the world. And it's a very humbling experience.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we go from a humbling experience to complete humiliation.
Right. Apparently.
So
we don't know the story yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't shared this yet.
Do you think it's humiliating, or are we gonna think it is? I don't. We'll see.
We'll see.
If you don't think it's humiliating, you're liars. Because Sue told me it was humiliating. And she's got my back.
Well,
when she tells me it's humiliating.
Well, I didn't know that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
So you can't get in until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. You got a couple hundred people out front. None of them are going in. There's nobody lined up on. So if you're standing in front of the theater, 50 feet to the left, 50 feet to the right, you had to go around the metal fencing that was waist high, and you walked the red carpet that way to go in.
Right.
Okay.
It was about 10 to 7. And me and all those people that were taking pictures and talking to me and telling me about how Rocky inspired them and how they loved the tours, people that had done my tours. I think there's 4 or 5 people that took the tour.
Yeah.
We see over our shoulders movement. We see all these finely dressed men and women, ties, $2,000 suits, sequins gowns. They're going in. The gates are being moved. They're going in.
Yeah.
I saw it first, and I said to my group, the 6 of us that had tickets, in front of everyone, I said, hey guys, I think we should go in, right? And I have this, I go, right? Look, everybody's walking in. And they're going, yeah,
let's go.
And so John Rivoli, did I send you a picture of me and Rivoli and another guy?
Yeah.
He had a white t-shirt. Okay, there's John. He's doing the punch up to the middle of my chest. I forget the gentleman who has the Balboa shirt on, but his son was dressed as Rocky. His kid was like 4 years old. He had a burgundy dinner jacket with a Dempsey shirt, right?
Oh, cute.
The kid was adorable. Right here to my right is Robert Bruzio, who brought his daughter Alexis. And so we were all hanging out in front, right? And John Rivoli, the very great artist that he is, he says to me, Mike, you lead the way. You show us how it's done. And he did it in a very encouraging, loving way. Yeah. And Sue goes, Mike, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll follow you. Now, I've just had all these nice people talking with me, telling me their stories, and I'm really feeling proud and good of myself, right? Yeah. I'm thinking, you know what, Mike? All these people tell you you're making these little footsteps in life to help people all around the world. You're known to people taking your tours and whatnot. The Rocky Circle online. Everyone appreciates what you do. And I'm like,
yeah.
Boy, what a great moment. I really feel good about myself. And we walk, I hold Sue's hand, and I've got 6 people coming with me, right? We get to the gate. And that giant African-American guy, he's got his arms in front of him, and he's got a dead look on his face.
Oh, no.
Dead. Like Michael Jackson Thriller with the wide eyes.
Yeah, like death. Yeah. Oh, no.
And he's like 6 foot. He's like 6'13". And I'm on a really good day with thick winter socks and like a pair of Nikes with the shock soles. I hit 5'10", okay? On a really good day, I hit 5'10". So
yeah, but this was a really good day. So
I've got the tickets in my hands, right? I'm holding them up right in front of my face. I go, 2 tickets for the premiere. And he goes, theater opens at 7. Back of the line. I go, no. I'm serious. I got tickets. Really, I'm going. I saw everybody going in. He goes, I didn't see anybody going. Back of the line.
What?
I'm like,
nobody went in. Nobody went in.
Really? I go, you can go to either side, to the left or to the right. That's how you enter the theater. Now, the 25 people I've just been holding court with, they all look at me like.
They all turn around and walk away.
They're deleting their pictures of me. Right in their phone. I could see it. Swipe, delete, garbage.
We don't know him.
They're like unfriending me on social media, right? I'm like,
your numbers were dropping.
Dropping. I went from 12,000 followers to 42, right? It was horrible. And I saw Sue's face. Yeah, I saw Sue's face, and she goes, she's looking across the street. Rivoli's looking at me, goes, dude, you just got owned. Oh, that hurt. So,
oh boy,
I turn around. I go,
I would have done the same thing
to the dude. I said, okay. I turn around. I walk 5 feet from where I was standing. The group of 25 people. I said, and they all come in close like a football huddle. I put my arms up on 3 people on each side, and I lean in and I go, guys, this is a first-rate showing of how to humiliate yourself in front of hundreds of people at a Rocky premiere. Never think you're better than what you really are, because you never are. There's always somebody that's going to check you. Yeah. And then they all were so nice. No, Mike, that's not how it was.
That's not what happened.
Guys,
I don't think so.
Let's call a duck a duck. Okay, that's what this was. So we walked.
I would have done the same thing.
Tail between my legs. No. Head down. Walk to the end of the line. Right, all the way around to the red carpet.
You know.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead. Maybe feel better, Stace. Go ahead.
He's doing his job. He's like nobody can enter until he gets the green light to let people in, and I just think he's doing his job. And
is that what he was doing?
He's doing his job. I would have done the same thing, because I would have been like you, amped up.
Right.
Some group went in, whoever they were.
Right.
I would have done that. I would have been like, it's okay.
And then what if he did let you in? Then he gets in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
No, here's how I saw it.
Okay.
I was, look at me. I'm holding court with all these people, taking pictures, fist bumping, hugging, kissing on the cheek, whatever. And he's standing there looking and goes, this guy thinks he's something. This guy ain't nothing.
Oh,
and I saw the look on his face, and I'm like,
I don't think he would say that.
And now this is his way of getting back at me.
I don't.
This is his way of crucifying me.
He's probably also a bouncer and has to keep a very serious face. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think I would totally, if I saw a group go in,
you know, it's his
I would have gotten in line like, hey, it's ready to go.
This guy was not built for accounting, okay? He could be maybe the world's smartest guy, but I'm telling you, he was built like, I don't know, like one of those professional wrestlers. I mean, I'm telling you, he was a tank. He was.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's where we walk in. So we go into the theater, right? We
you got it, right?
Yeah, and I'm still humiliated. I'm so embarrassed, right?
Is this the part where everyone's just laughing?
Yeah, everyone's laughing at me here.
And
you see the girl there. Put it back up there, Anthony.
Yeah.
You see the African American lady right there. She got her phone up and she's filming, and she's saying to me, look at the dummy, look at the dummy, and she's taking video of me, and I'm trying to explain my way out.
Oh. No, this is
no. She was sweet. No, I'm teasing. I'm picking on myself. I'm kidding.
I see a photo of like, oh, that's funny. Let's laugh it off, guys.
That's what we did.
Go inside.
That's what we did. We just laughed it off. And you know, what are you gonna do? So we go inside, and we're in there now. We're in this foyer, I guess, where the popcorn machines are there, and they got a drink bar. They had a bar there, free drinks. You got the Rocky, the Drago.
How was it decked out?
There was all types of Rocky paraphernalia all over. Big cardboard cutouts. There was a Rocky and a Drago in the ring, and you could stand in between them and stand between the punches. There was a Rocky on top of the mountain. Drago, Rocky. There was that. Right. There was a whole bunch of scenes. There was a giant 80-inch TV on the above. Oh, and it just kept playing the trailer for Rocky IV, the director's cut, over and over and over. So it was very lively. It was very warm. We were sweating. It was ridiculous. But we had a few drinks and we were just relaxing. And then out of nowhere comes Burt Young, Paulie. There he is. There's Paulie.
I love this.
Yo, Paulie.
Yo, Paulie.
And so
the unsilent majority, big mouth.
Big mouth.
Love it.
That was good, Anthony.
He did a very good job.
Thank you.
So, you know, Bert's getting older and he's met so many people in life. And the last thing I expected was him to remember me.
Yeah.
So when he made it
go down, because he came out and did all those photos, right?
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
So he came out and he was talking to a lot of people, and I gave him room. Rivoli went up to him. Bruzio went up to him. Bruzio knows him really well. Really, really well. As a matter of fact, Robert sat with him during the movie. And so I didn't feel like I wanted a crowd. And that I felt that was Robert and John's my friend's moment to talk with Bert. Last thing they needed was another guy there harping in on their moment.
Yeah.
And Sue kept saying, go over. Bert's right there. Go. And I explained. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I'll wait. And so now, after about 15 more minutes, I could see Bert. I don't want to say he's struggling, but I could see he wants to get to his seat and relax. I was clear. So he's walking towards us and he sees me. And for whatever reason, there was 5 or 6 ticket takers in front of us. So you had to show all your ID and everything when you first come in. Then you had the cocktail hour area. Then to get into the theater, there was like 5 or 6 or 7 people checking your tickets again.
Yeah.
They were in front of us. Sue and I were standing against the backdrop. And that's when Sue and I were having this conversation. I'm watching Bert walk towards us. And I see there's a break in the action. I see Bert took a couple of deep breaths. They were crowding around them.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to go over. So I walked over to Bert and I said, hi, Bert. I'm Mike Kunda. I don't know if you remember me, but do you remember when Sully landed the plane on the Hudson? And he looks at me right in my eyes and he goes, yeah, of course I do. I go, that Saturday, you invited me and my manager to your house on Long Island.
Aww.
You greeted us at the door at 11 a.m. with a scotch. And you said, come on in, fellas, come on in. And we sat for 5 hours and talked all day.
Wow.
He goes, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh.
He goes, you wrote about me in your book, right? And I said, yes. The last chapter is called It's a Colorful Life, all about Burt Young, my time with him, and his paintings. And you know that actually, the Stacy and Anthony, that's a chapter I should read. Sometime we should do that.
Yes.
That's a great chapter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, yeah, I remember. I said, Bert, I said, the last thing I want to do, I don't want to hold you up. And his son-in-law was with him, and the son-in-law looked at me, and he never said it, but he's like, if you want to get a picture, go ahead. I said, Bert, is it okay we get a quick picture? He goes, yeah, let's do it. So we put our arms around each other. Sue takes like 3 or 4 pictures, and they were. I didn't send them to you, Anthony, because they were just a tad blurred. Right. One was really good. I should have sent it, and I didn't. But anyways, I have them, and that was my nice little thing with Bert. And I walked over to Sue, and you could see the concentration on Bert's face here.
Oh yeah,
you can. And Sue goes, "Oh my God, Mike, he totally remembered you."
Oh yeah.
And I go, wow, that was great. So now we go inside the theater, and I think I sent you a picture.
Inside the theater.
There we go.
Look at that.
So the
Mike
dude
is bringing us into the theater.
So there's the dude with the black mask on. Actually, if you go to my Instagram, maybe 6 posts back, I did 2 Instagram lives from the lobby. You can go check that out on my Instagram. I only did it for like a minute. I was really trying to be in the moment. I didn't want to waste a lot of, but I also wanted to bring this so people could see it. So go check that out. Man, Anthony, I should have sent that to you so we could have added it. My bad. Anyways,
we can put it.
Anyways, so here we got our tickets checked again, and we go to our seat, and I realize I'm like 3 rows from the front, and that was great. And this is where the crowd is all jammed up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around, and we've got about 7 minutes before Sly comes out.
Yeah,
and I looked over my shoulder, and I said to myself, in Rocky Balboa, Sue and I sat in the nosebleed section, last row of chairs against the wall. I said, here I am, almost front row, ready to go. Like this 15-year odyssey. It's like Homer, Iliad, the Odyssey. I mean, that's what this journey has been like for me.
Yeah.
I got so emotional. Even right now, telling you this, I can feel the emotions welling up. And if I let myself go, I will. Man, I will really explode with emotion. It was so powerful. So it really, really did. It was because it's so improbable. It's so improbable to get where I was. And I had a lot of help along the way from a lot of friends and family, my wife, and it's just something you can't even imagine it. Can't even imagine that something like that could happen.
So true.
And here I am sitting there. So I'll say this about the crowd. The crowd was a very rambunctious. It was very loud.
The Rocky IV crowd. Eh?
It was, the people were really, really enthusiastic, and there was lots of yelling and talking through the entire movie.
Oh boy!
So that was
I
could have done with a little less of the crowd around us, all like yelling at the lines. I mean, it was a little frustrating. But anyways, Sly gives his interview, and the interview I thought was kind of interesting. I saw his passion for a young Rocky. He talked extensively about doing a miniseries about Rocky growing up in the 60s. And I thought, boy, this is still alive, because he was talking about this a year ago, and then the kibosh was put to that, and he then brought it up, and now he's bringing it up again. And I thought, does he know something we don't know? And I thought, okay, good, this is really good. Anyways, at the very end of the interview, we all gave him a standing ovation, and when we did, he looked. I thought maybe I saw it, maybe Sue. Because we didn't get any FaceTime in the lobby with him, right? Sue, so here, I told you guys earlier, the dream that I have,
yes,
not even close.
Not even
not even close.
Well,
that's the imagination.
Yeah.
So Sue swears he did a half second. He saw me, locked eyes, did this and a wink, and went on to greeting the crowd. Maybe. I don't know. She was trying to make me feel good. I don't know if I wanted to see that, but I think he did. Maybe I think
I'm gonna rewatch it, and I will give you my review.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Okay, we got to look into this.
It could be. Anyways, at the very end, just a few moments before the movie's gonna start, the camera, there was a camera turns around to the audience, and it cuts to everyone in a couple of front rows. And here's my big fat head clapping. There I am. It was in a couple hundred theaters across the country.
It was. I saw you.
Yeah, because this interview was streamed live to theaters everywhere. And there's my head. That's what Sly saw. So I'm thinking that's how close. That's Sly's view. That's what he saw.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So I'm assuming maybe he did wink.
Are you standing up?
I'm standing.
Yeah.
I'm standing.
Oh, we saw you. Stacy, we're going to go back and review this videotape.
You were right up close. You were right.
You were right. Yeah, you were there.
Right there.
You were there. Wow.
It was great. It was great.
That's unbelievable.
So, okay. That's enough of the Kunda Chronicles.
That's a great.
I know.
And we had to know your premiere experience. That's unbelievable.
It was epic.
Great night.
Great night. I'll say this before we do a quick review on Rocky versus Drago.
Yeah.
This the high point was the invitation and the concept of what was going on and all the conversations on Instagram Sly and I had with each other. To be given that honor, to be given that moment, to be recognized, it's like getting your doctorate in college. Your thesis was all been about Rocky your entire life. And here, the guy that made this character, he says, you know what, Mike, thank you. I don't know what I can do for you, but here's the thing. Here's a simple invite to come to the official premiere in Philadelphia, where it all began in December of '75. Come on and be my guest. I will hold that near and dear to me. Maybe top Rocky moments. I've had a lot of Rocky moments. Look at me. I'm getting emotional right now. I can feel my eyes lighting up.
I know.
Of course.
I will say this is probably top 3. Top 3 moments with Sly.
Has to be.
One was at the Rocky statue where he's punching me in the face as I'm dressed like Rocky. Another is standing out front of the Victor Cafe on his birthday where we're quoting Rocky lines as Rocky to each other. And this moment.
Oh,
of course.
And
that's a perfect 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It really is a 1, 2, 3 punch to knock you out. 100%. And what more can I say?
I know.
So what did you, enough of me, that's enough, I'm getting uncomfortable. What did you guys think of, talk to me about your perception of the director's cut?
Stacy, you saw it in theaters.
Yes. Okay, it was funny. I was, my husband and my friend Michelle and I went and we saw Mike and we were like yelling in the theater. We're like, Michael! So it was
Everyone's
funny.
Like, what's your problem, man?
We saw you twice. Oh, speaking of loud people, there was one guy, he was talking and talking. And this one guy turns around and he goes, please, can you just stop? Please stop.
Oh my God.
It was so funny.
Wow.
But we were all like, no, we were relieved. We were like, thank you. Somebody finally said something.
Somebody
like,
had to do it. Yeah.
So that was good. But no, I loved it. I felt that because it was slowed down, like he said, you kind of marinate a little longer in each scene and you let it sit and you let the silent spaces, like the scene on the stairs and stuff, it did definitely emotionally pulled you more in, got you more involved, it hooked you more. That is absolutely for sure. Love seeing anything more of Talia Shire and Adrian and the kitchen scene and that, you know, she's punching the rolls or whatever. And so that was interesting how he came in and he's like, I just want to make sure you're not upset. You know, he said it a couple times. So that was interesting. And then the scene at the bottom of the stairs, how he says, you know, he's going to have to kill me. You know, that whole scene they cut out on the stairs. You know what I'm saying? But I was like,
just to put it back later, which was
but
awesome.
Then they did it as a voiceover in Russia. I was like, oh, good, because that was that was a key point that he was making about why he was doing this fight. So it was just neat that he kept it in a whole different way. I love the extra Polly stuff, extra Apollo. You could see more of his character. I think, I don't know, it is definitely a little bit more. It'll still always have that 80s thing going on, but it is definitely it has a little more push back to Rocky 1, Rocky 2.
The tight clothes and the big hair.
Yes.
80s.
No
pleated pants and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it was neat to catch a few more glimpses of Dolph Lundgren, and you could see those moments where he was a little less robotic. So you know what I'm saying? You could see that he was like, hey, I'm being used here. And there wasn't a lot more dialogue with him, but it was more in those little glimpses. I think the only thing I would have to say, you know, he wins. He's doing that speech at the end. I was so surprised at a couple things that usually the Russian Politburo applauded in the original Rocky. And in this Rocky, they got up and they walked out like they were ticked off. And I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was because I think that was because of Creed 2. Because we saw Drago was kicked out of the country. He was driven, he was excommunicated. And because Drago lost face and made Russia look bad, they kicked him out of the country. He was no longer, he was, you know, persona non grata, right? So,
which now makes more sense, because
which makes more sense. They get out and walk out.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, it made me sad when the sportsmanship was gone. I was like, oh, that made me sad that they didn't, you know, they didn't hear the bigger message, you know. And I think that, I don't know, I like that part. And then at the very end, when he says, you know, we all can change, it was like in the original, he was like, and we all can change. It was like, it was more like
toned down.
And this
because
toned down.
That was a little on the cheesy side back then. Everybody can change.
Oh, I loved it. I was 13.
No, I get it.
Yeah, of course we loved it. Yeah.
But when he says, my best friend said he couldn't change, we don't change, and he died. That it was a profound moment, and then Rocky realizes you got to change, you got to adapt, you got to evolve. That's how you live, and I think that was the bigger, better message. I think it was the same message,
just a little more realistic.
Change. I think it was. Thank you, Anthony. I think a little more realistic. A little more realistic.
Yeah. I thought the whole thing was more realistic. Like the whole movie was more realistic.
Yeah. Like Anthony, did you have a moment, like what were you thinking, you know, from beginning to end? If you could, I don't know, how did you see it?
It was a completely different movie. It's weird, even though it was the same one. Right. I just thought that there were going to be added scenes to what was there, or things taken away. Right. But he even took some of the same scenes and some of the same lines, but put in different versions of them. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Different cuts, like different takes of the same lines.
Right.
Just like that one, where it was a little more subtle, or a different angle, or what have you. But it definitely was a slower pace. Yeah. I liked I liked the more realism of everything. Right. I liked more Apollo, more Adrian. Loved it. Yeah. Loved it, because Adrian didn't have a voice. She spoke in the beginning when Apollo comes over, and after the stairs, when do you hear from her again? So
I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's it.
And then she goes in. She's got that long denim. She has that long denim skirt. That she looks like she's from a compound in Utah somewhere.
All right, where was she coming back from?
Where was she? Was in the Datsun 280Z, the burgundy Datsun 280Z. That's the car she was driving, right? Yeah. I didn't even know Adrian had a license.
Right. Exactly. Like, where was she coming back from? And They still left in that Rocky didn't even tell her that they were going.
Yeah.
He was going.
Right.
Right. I love the whole commission, the whole boxing commission scene.
Yes, that was
cool. That wasn't just a newspaper clip. They
right.
That in there.
Right. That was good.
It started real quick.
Yeah.
This time around, real quick. Like Apollo's mad immediately. Immediately he sees the clip. He's pissed off. He goes to the house. All of a sudden, we're at the fight. That seemed a little sped up. Like they got to the fight real quick.
Yeah.
The Apollo fight got
right.
But other than that, I liked it. Like I said, I thought it was more serious.
Right. More dramatic.
100%. It got into the dramatic, into a drama, which is what he wanted. But I really love the Apollo fight.
Yeah.
Like and what he said in the documentary where he's like, I got to show that he didn't just lay down and just get demolished.
Right.
You could see the fight in him, and you could see the, don't stop this fight. Like that was one of those takes that were just a touch different than the original one, where he's pleading and the referee's going over and like they're like, don't stop this fight. And
more Duke too.
Yeah, or Duke too. And I love the towel. I love the towel drop this time because this time around, Rocky's gonna throw it. Yeah. It's not like he stalled and waited. This time he was picking it up to throw it.
Right.
I love that he changed that up. There's a lot of things that I liked. So most of it was good. Most of it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. But you had some reservations on a few things.
I did have some reservations.
That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with having reservations.
I did have a few reservations.
Sure. Because you've seen a movie 100 times.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's me because you're so used to
the nostalgia.
A million times. But the nostalgia, but you know the movie inside out. So I don't know if it's just because, and I've only seen it once, and I don't know if it's because of that, where maybe I need to see it a few more times. I felt disjointed because the movie, but it's not that movie now.
I know.
I don't know if it's that.
Yeah.
Or if it's just the way it was put together. I'm not sure yet. And I still don't know which one I like more. The jury's out for me. It's great. I just don't know if it's me or if it was the movie itself.
A lot less Bridget.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Well,
which I'm
okay
with. I'm okay.
I was like,
I'm okay with.
Like you're a Popeye.
Yeah, like you're Popeye.
Gone.
Like
gone.
Popeye.
I love that.
Yeah. There were some lines that they took out I wanted in there. But anyways. What do you think?
Yeah, Michael.
So anybody who knows me knows that Rocky IV had always been my least favorite Rocky movie.
Yeah.
I always thought it was too goofy, and Sly had taken out 99% of all the goofiness and made it a more dramatic movie.
Yeah.
That I was unbelievably pleased with. I loved that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sly had too much time or not enough time. And I thought it was very interesting in the documentary Keep Punching. He's like, if they don't pull you out, you're never going to leave. You're here forever doing this.
Yeah. Quicksand.
And I wonder if there was no stressors put to him, would the cut be even more different? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm one of these people. I genuinely mean this. I really didn't care that there was such jarring cuts. I really didn't. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I loved the first Rocky IV, and I love the director's cut. I think I like the director's cut a little bit better for me. I really do. But the other thing is, I loved what they did with Apollo. I love that they gave Apollo a fighting chance. I love that Apollo he didn't go out like a punk. That fight was way more brutal than I would have imagined. I mean, that fight, that was incredible. I mean, it really was. And again, Carl, in my estimation, Carl Weathers is the greatest fake boxer that ever lived. He sells a beating like nobody else.
Yeah. No, this guy is Muhammad Ali for
He
cinema.
is. He really is.
100%.
He really is. I like the black and white where Rocky's looking into the past.
Yeah.
With no easy way out. I like that.
Yeah.
I was glad the robot's gone, yet I still love the robot.
Yeah, I know.
I do love the robot, but I'm also glad we have a version without the robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved when Paulie gets off the plane in Russia.
Yeah.
Do you know the earmuff? Yo, Paulie, why are you wearing Adrian's earmuffs? I never realized Paulie had a Polaroid camera hanging around his neck. I watched Rocky 100 times. Never realized it was a Polaroid camera. Huh. Never knew that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Or ladies' earmuffs.
Or the ladies' earmuffs, right? They drew my attention. I go, it's kind of, they look a little feminine.
I just thought it's a Russian thing. I don't know.
Right. Who knows? I loved, like you said, with the Adrian factor, I love that they put her back in. Yeah. And the one thing I really, really loved, so in the original Rocky IV, we see Paulie yelling, "Meter's running, let's go!" Right?
Yes.
At the side of the limo.
Yes.
As Adrian's begging Rocky not to go, you hear Paulie yell.
You hear him.
Yeah, I love that.
Meter's running, let's go.
Yeah,
I love that. Because you could have, we as an audience were on the other side of the wall. We were outside for 30 years. And now we're inside.
Right. And then when you see Adrian at the window this time,
whole new profound meaning.
They just had exactly.
That was brilliant. I love that. I love that. When Paulie gets to get out of the car, and then the Russian dude, no, I've never been told to bring sparring
partner.
Sparring partner, right?
I
was
dude got in Duke's face.
Yeah, that was cool.
They all go inside the cabin, and Paulie falls over. I like that better. When he goes, "This is a nice place to die." I love that.
That was different. Yeah.
And before I talk about the next scene, the one thing I loved,
no chipmunks.
Yeah, no chipmunks. I want to ask you guys, when you go back and watch it again, when Apollo tells Rocky, "Don't stop this effing fight no matter what." Apollo says the F-bomb there, right? Don't stop this effing fight. Go back and watch it. It's the second round.
Wait. He said
the F word. I'm not going to say it because it's a family-friendly show.
Because maybe I missed it.
I missed that. Wow.
If he doesn't,
he's talking through the mouthpiece, right? So you're kind of,
If he doesn't say that in the mouth, if he doesn't say the F word, what is he saying? I don't know. To me, it makes sense. He's saying, "Don't stop this effing fight."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
So take a look at that. Yeah,
that's great.
And one thing in the beginning of the fight, we saw in the documentary, Sly was so intent on taking out the no glove. When I want you,
but it's in.
But it's in.
It's in. That blew
Sly,
my
what
mind.
happened?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thought it was gone. When I saw it in, I was like, what happened here?
What happened?
What happened? It's still there. I don't know. Maybe he liked the "I want you" so much.
Maybe.
Like, I can't. I just can't take it out.
Right.
So he goes. They all go in and they're sitting there. Normally, like you said, we heard the Chipmunks playing and Paulie's Walkman. Right.
Too Goofy took it out.
Yeah. Too Goofy took it out, and they put the Conti music in.
Yeah.
It makes the scene more serious.
Totally.
More serious.
Totally. And that's another one where Duke says to do it, but it's from a different angle.
Different inflection.
Different inflection. Doesn't say it. So he says it's softer.
Yeah. I thought of Chris. That Chris from Louisiana about the boy 19. That's his favorite scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, they messed with his favorite scene. I gotta message him because I'm like, I bet he was not happy with that change.
I completely love the ending though. Yeah. I love the ending.
So the fight. Let's talk about the fight was great.
Yeah.
To me, the fight was more vicious. Yeah. I thought the new scenes they put in, the different angles.
Yeah.
The
sounds
felt
better.
The sounds,
more realistic.
The color, totally. Yeah. I really believe, to me, Drago was more intimidating in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I thought he was more intimidating
because
he was way more cocky and self-assured.
Right,
that's what sold it.
He left in all of those scenes where he's You know, he's much cockier.
Yeah.
Much cockier.
Yeah.
I love that. I thought the fight was excellent. I really, really did. I just can't. I have to see the movie again.
Definitely.
I got to see it again. I watched it twice through fanboy goggles.
Right.
I have to look at it now from like, I don't know, a different point of view.
Stand back. You just got to stand
back. And I would like to talk about it again in the future. A little bit more once we've seen it maybe a couple more times. But Anthony, to your point, Anthony, at the end, the speech gets changed. I think it's a little more realistic, a little more dramatic. And I also think when Rocky walks out of the ring,
I love it,
and he taps gloves with Drago, that's what Rocky would do.
Yes.
He would be the bigger person and say, look, the fight with Apollo went bad, you were cocky, but you're a cog in the machine. You're nothing but a tool. You're like me. We're all the same. He goes, we fought, I won, you lost. We're two men that respect each other. Tap the gloves, walk out. Now, Stacy, you brought up a great point. The pull-up hero.
Yeah.
They walked out. Big change.
I love it because realistic.
That's real. That's what they would do.
There's no way they'd be clapping.
No way would Gorbachev be clapping.
No way.
Get out of here.
Never.
No way.
Would he stand up and never.
Never.
No way. So I love that part. And I love when they all walk out and you just see Balboa, because in my mind, I'm like, all of a sudden, that leads perfectly into 5 in the shower.
Right, that's true.
All of a sudden now I can see him, walking in and showering,
and he's starting to break.
And he's starting to break.
He's starting to break.
Yeah, because he just like you said, this one's even more vicious, so he just got destroyed. I just see 5 all of a sudden much better than him jumping around
and Creed 2 makes sense now. Because we see Drago has been thrown out. He's been cast aside.
Which makes me want to see that movie even more now.
I might check out
Drago movie.
Again.
My Drago movie. I want my Drago
right. Oh, I agree.
My Drago movie. But I liked it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I'm big on nostalgia. I live on nostalgia, especially this time of year at Christmas. You guys ought to see my house upstairs. It's crazy. It's all decked out. I spent 2 weeks working on the Christmas stuff with Sue, and it's a great time of year. So nostalgia, I'm really big on. It's a great time. This has been a great Christmas gift from Sylvester Stallone to all of his fans. Rocky 4. It's on Amazon Prime. Go see it.
I'm glad he gave us this, because for me, this is the first time I have ever, even though I didn't get to see it in theaters, not yet. I think it's coming in December here in Canada. I might go to a theater to watch it.
Oh yeah, you got to see the big screen.
For the first time, this is for me feeling like like a Rocky movie coming out. That's what it feels like.
You know what, Anthony?
That's what it felt like for me.
To your point, Anthony, I just read an article that MGM for next year, it's the 45th anniversary of Rocky, is set for the original. They're going to re-release all 6 Rockies in theaters throughout all next year. There's going to be events all year long.
That's amazing.
And a whole new, it's going to be really big. They're going to put some advertising and some time into it,
great.
Which I'm really excited about.
That's like when they shot out. Lucas redid all the Star Wars and put them back out in theater.
Put them,
that was great. That was great, because I never saw those either.
Oh my god! Sure, seeing those again in the theaters. I mean, it was fantastic. Now, guys, listen, I'm starting to get the high sign from Sue. She's starting to say,
"Where is she?
Hey,
we have to watch. We have to watch episode 2 of Dexter, and then we got to watch Succession." She goes, "So let's go." So okay. We did the movie premiere review. So we got, what else? Stacy, you go ahead. What do you got?
He has something.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. Well, first, I just want to plug our next guest, Lisa Bradshaw. You were recently on her podcast. So
I am impressed with this human being.
She is lovely. She's a big Rocky fan. She's got a TED Talk. She's got a really great story. I'm not going to give it away, but she is our next guest. And you can go see Mike on her podcast Instagram. Yeah, on YouTube. Then we got this lovely letter from Tony De Janeiro. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to just paraphrase it real quick. He was there at the premiere, and this poor guy, he waited forever and ever and ever outside to see Sly, and he's waiting and he's waiting and he's waiting. You know, his love of Sly his whole life. He walks away for 2 minutes.
Oh no.
Poor guy. He comes back and they're like, he was just here. He just walked by.
Oh man.
He was like, are you kidding? Like, he's waited years just to lay eyes on him. You know what I mean? Just to lay eyes on him.
Man,
and then, so he's going on about this in this letter, and he's saying, but this does have a happy ending. And he says, I love this part. He goes on to say, I obviously don't know Sly personally. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I have no idea just how close he is to Rocky. I think very close since he created him. But what I do know is that you, Mike, he's talking to Mike here, you are exactly like Rocky. You are just as loved by Rocky fans as Sly himself. And I don't think it's just because you look like him, dress exactly like him, sound exactly like him, though that helps. You have the heart of Rocky, and sincerely mean that, Mike. That makes you Rocky himself. And so his good news was he missed Sly, but he met you. And he felt like he met a real Rocky. And this, we're going to have him on. We're going to, he doesn't know that yet. He knows it now. I'm going
right.
I'm going to be contacting him. And I was so like, oh my God, what a beautiful thing. And that's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
He's one of those humans on the planet you wish you could multiply by 100 to spread good cheer and goodwill. Yeah. Because we're at a place in history where we need people like Tony. And if, Tony, you should sign up for like cloning services to put yourself out there, make millions of dollars, leave it all to your kids. You know, you should really do it because you're a great human being. And I cannot wait to talk to you on this podcast.
It's going to be
thank you.
Dynamite. Yeah.
All true. So, all true words.
So
Mike personifies the Rocky spirit.
For sure. Yeah,
this podcast personifies the Rocky spirit. It does.
This, yeah, you're right.
This is what it's all about. This helps remind me why I do what I do, and I think listening to the people we bring on and talk about their stories, this is absolutely
right.
The part of my purpose in life. Now, before we hang up and say goodbye, we do have Lisa Bradshaw coming on. I think we're gonna interview her later this week, right?
Yes,
just a few days. Yeah, all right. So before we sign off and go, and I gotta go. But before we go, listen, Stacy, you are doing something right now that's very important. Why don't you just take a few seconds? Why don't you talk about your other podcast you're working on?
That was very nice of you to mention that. So Mentel Health, you can find them at Mentel Clothing on Instagram. They're starting a podcast called Stigma Does Not Define Us. And the what's going on in England is actually very sad. There's little to no mental health awareness or services for men, most especially in England. And the suicide rate in England is quite high. So this gentleman, Mike, his name is Mike. So now I have Rocky Mike and UK Mike. So we talk and we talk about the idea of a podcast, and he's like, would you do it? And I was stunned by that. And so I was like, absolutely. So we just aired our first episode. It went out last night at midnight. Because he wants it to go out 5 a.m. London time every Monday. So so he wants to start everyone's week with it. And they're very short. They're 20 to 30 minutes. They're not long podcasts. He just wants them quick. They're stories about men who have asked for help, who said, I was here, I was an alcoholic, I was depressed, I was suicidal, and I asked for help. And that's what he's trying to get going. People, right. Men need to ask. And so that we're just highlighting stories of what therapy did and what people have been able to accomplish because they dare to ask for help. So on YouTube, the channel is called Stigma Does Not Define Us, and you can see our first episode there.
That's awesome.
I cannot wait.
Awesome. We're gonna watch it. Also, to go hand in hand with that, November the 17th is National Testosterone Awareness Day.
Yes. Perfect. This guy, what's his name? Your trainer.
My trainer, Funk Roberts, got this commissioned. So
I love it.
He has
he lives
in Toronto, but he his company's based out in the States, but he helps men all around the world. And he's not just a trainer. This guy really believes in mental health. And I told Stacy, we should try to get him on mentality.
I would love to get him.
But he really believes that for men, testosterone needs to be boosted because it's and that's what he tries to do through food and fitness and awareness, all that kind of stuff, because that leads to, you know, low testosterone leads for men to a lot of health problems, a lot of depression, a lot of suicide. It's not just, you know, it's our main hormone and you have to support it. So he believes highly in that, in what he does. So he got this day commissioned. So November the 17th, National Testosterone Awareness Day. So it kind of goes with what you were talking about, but
that's great. No, well, you know what?
Awesome. So Pentel, Funk Roberts.
Yeah. We're gonna do his post. When he does a post, we can repost him.
Yeah, he's really cool. We'll see if we can get him. We see if we can get him going on Mental. He'd be perfect. So
good.
Guys, this was our Rocky versus Drago special. This is not episode 16. This is our special. 16
special. Right.
Special.
No number needed.
Every show has a special. This is our special, you know.
And I'm very special.
You're very we're all very special.
I have special issues, okay?
Anyways, for the story.
Great show.
Yeah.
This is great. I love this. I was looking forward to it. We had a great time. And guys, I will see you probably in just a few days when we reconvene and we get back on track.
I love reconvening.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Everybody, thank you for watching.
Thanks
and
so much.
As we always say,
keep
punching.
Good
night, everybody.